Academy of our University Urban Night Update is next. Coming up, what it's like to live in fear of ICE agents. We have a personal story.
You've heard of sideshows. We'll take you behind the scenes to talk to people who are a part of the action.
The birth control pill that's looking pretty promising for men.
And a new way of watching Star Wars The Last Jedi. All that and more coming up on Urban Nights Update.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us here at Urban Nights Update. El Martinez is with me, and I'm Christian Solorzano. And here's what's happening. Details of President Trump's war on opiates are beginning to trickle down. Monday, he spoke at Manchester Community College to discuss the measure the administration will take to tackle the opioid crisis that's sweeping the nation. One major point is the death penalty for any drug dealer who causes fatal overdose. Trump has stated if we don't get tough on the drug dealers, we're wasting our time. And that toughness includes the death penalty.
After being subpoenaed by special counsel, Robert Mueller, President Trump's attorneys, have provided the high-profile documents requested. Mueller is investigating whether Trump's campaign coordinated with Russia during the 2016 election. The president has denied any allegations against him, saying the investigation is a witch hunt. However, there are also reports that the special counsel may have expanded the investigation to look at possible charges of obstruction of justice. With the status of DACA on hold, for now, a lot of people are in limbo. I spoke with two people who have an insider's perspective.
In San Francisco, also known as the Sanctuary City, there are thousands of undocumented citizens who have only known this country as their home.
So my uncle came over to this country when he was, I think he was like 20, having a hard time finding a job and everything, obviously because of his legal status. But when the ICE agents came and you know they knocked pretty loud on the door, I was at home. I don't remember why I was at home, but I was at home and they started like knocking really loudly, and they were asking for Ignacio, and that's my uncle's name. And I didn't want to open the door, and they just pushed the door open however they could, and they were going around the rooms looking for him. We were the only ones in the house at that time. It was just me and him. And I told him to hide, and it wasn't like he could hide forever or run forever, but they found him in one of the rooms, and they took him like by the force, dragged him out of the home, and pretty much told me that the ICE agents pretty much told me that he was just going to get deported.
Millions of young people are affected every day by DACA being terminated, as well as the ICE events happening here in San Francisco.
I've been here ever since I was 3 months old, and I feel American, even though on paper it doesn't say that. I've had the privilege to have my own car, to have a driver's license, to be able to work, and to further my education, all through DACA and being a dreamer.
President Trump is pushing Congress to set a policy on the Dreamers, while many Democrats hope that their fate can be tied to concessions on budget approvals.
Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf is facing criticism and protests from pro-Trumpers. She sparked national outrage after warning civilians about ICE raids so that police could evade detention. Schaaf announced it on her Twitter page and has stood by her decision to do so. Critics claim she undermined law enforcement officials. Before she had announced the raid, she had met with leaders or different groups in her community, and all agreed on putting the information out there. Over the weekend, protesters appeared at locations where she was scheduled to be at. Alameda County and the City of Oakland are joint owners of the Coliseum Sport Complex. But will the City of Oakland soon be the single and primary owner of the complex? City officials said that having the City of Oakland as the primary owner of the Coliseum complex would put the development of complex into gear. If said deal is agreed, the city would keep all 130 acres of land that is occupied by the Coliseum complex and the Alameda site that currently houses the Raiders training facility.
One issue that continues to plague Oakland is sideshows. On any given evening, hundreds of people gather to watch, while at the same time, law enforcement is trying to stop what's considered a dangerous activity. Urban Nights reporter Brennan Malkline was able to talk to one sideshow participant who gives us some insight.
Oakland is the birthplace of the sideshow. Screeching tires, card tricks, and large pumped-up crowds draw people from all over the state. Participants of these shows are taking over streets and even freeways. In order to get an inside look on sideshows, I was able to meet with a man who goes by Spook, a local supporter and participant of these dangerous and thrilling events.
You know, cops all the time threaten to take our cars, throw us in jail, and tell us anyone within like a few hundred feet of sideshow activity will have their cars impounded, so they're bagging on the spectators too, but honestly, there's nothing they can do about it. There'll be thousands of people at one intersection at a time for like an 8-man police crew. Like, they just literally don't even have enough cuffs for everyone. So they just try to facilitate and try to get everyone to go home. But these kids are all about being rebels. They know the cops can't stop them, and that's where they get the joy. The adrenaline rush is crazy. You gotta love it.
Why not take them to the track where they can be done legally?
You know, there's something different about being legit. You go to a racetrack, you gotta be legit. Your car has to pass through safety inspections. It's not like you just pull up, you stunt on the neighborhood and whatever you got. It takes a lot of commitment to really take your car to the racetrack. It's less organized, and that's what people from Oakland like to do.
While many participants may not like the idea of taking these acts to a track, they may have to consider it. Authorities are taking charge and have recently decided to take a stand. The Oakland Police Department, the Alameda Sheriff Office, and the California Highway Patrol are creating a task force to crack down on these illegal street shows. They want to send a message of zero tolerance. But with the shows still going strong and police outnumbered, we will have to see how the gatherings will be broken up. From Oakland, I'm Brennan Malkline with your Urban Nights Update.
In Los Angeles, 179 lives have been lost in only 17 years due to illegal street races. Police say these street races are on the rise in this area because of the pop culture and the use of social media. They even go as far as blaming the film franchise Fast and Furious because the setting is in Los Angeles. Racers participate in what they call takeovers, where they use their cars to block roads to stage the races. 53% of the deaths do not come from those behind the wheel, but rather passengers, spectators, or simply people walking on the sidewalk or driving home.
Following the nationwide student-led protest last week, South Plainfield High School in New Jersey suspended a student who participated. There was a 17-minute walkout in honor of the 17 lives that were lost at the school shooting in Florida on February 14th. The student in New Jersey knew the consequence for walking out of class, but that did not change their decision. They said they were taught to stand for something or fall for nothing. So they did not feel what was fair and faced consequence. The suspension lasted for a day. While the student in New Jersey were honoring the peaceful protest, some students in Chicago took that time to engage in other activity. About 60 students from the Simeon Career Academy took their protest time to trash the local Walmart. Reporters from the Red Elephant news site say the students were jumping on cars, vandalizing properties, throwing things at shoppers, throwing smoke bombs into stores, and letting off gunshots in the parking lot. The police are investigating the situation and say the students responsible will be charged with misdemeanors and face discipline with the school.
When it comes down to it, young people just want to feel safe. So here's a feel-good story about San Francisco's Park and Recreation Department. After a much-needed renovation, the Helen Diller Parks and Civic Center Plaza are finished. Athena Smith has more.
A new pastime and recreational area for kids has popped up in the form of 2 playgrounds. They are called the Helen Diller Civic Center Playgrounds. Together they cost more than $10 million, about 3 times what it cost to build City Hall in 1913. Although we've often heard the term unaccompanied minor, but at this park they are using a term called unaccompanied adult. There are 4 guards on duty and they are used to keep needles, poop, and this type of adult out of the area.
With so much insecurity in the Tenderloin neighborhood, it is great for families to be able to have the Civic Center Plaza and especially that newly renovated Helen Diller Parks.
The parks were designed by award-winning San Francisco-based from ACLA in partnership with the Trust for Public Land. The playgrounds are symmetrically aligned with City Hall and inspired by nature and weather themes. This is a very important park for the city's cultural life. It is surrounded by many important institutions including the main library, Asian Art Museum, the San Francisco Ballet, and others. With more families moving into the neighborhood, Civic Center Plaza has evolved into an area with many functions that serve our community. Although there were parks here before, people did not use them at all, nor would they think of bringing their kids because the parks had been vandalized and needed renovating. When speaking with the guards, they said that they want to be part of the community as well, becoming friends with the parents and of course keeping everybody safe. They have been badly represented in articles and are hoping to get better exposure.
When I'm at work and I bring the kids to the playground, I really feel safe. We have some security here, which we didn't have before, so that's really awesome.
In San Francisco, I'm Athena Smith with your Urbanites Update.
There are plans underway in the city to renovate additional playgrounds as well.
The latest data from the Centers of Disease and Control Prevention shows the suicide rate for white children and teens that was up 70% between 2006 and 2016. The study shows that from age 5 to 17, suicidal thoughts and action have doubled from 2008 to 2015, and white males are at higher risk for suicide between age 14 and 21. There are many reasons for this higher rate, including spotty mental health screening and poor access to mental health services. A new form of male contraceptive birth control was announced this week and will debut at the end of 2018. The Endocrine Society's 100th annual meeting, the experimental drug known as DMAU will be available in a pill form and has been proven to be effective in studies of men ages to 10 and 50. These are promising results for a potential male pill and could pave the way to a better understanding of male endocrine system.
It's the end of the season for AAU's women's basketball team, and for at least 4 of the players, it's bittersweet. Our own Jaslyn Brewster is one of the 4 graduates on the team and offers the inside story.
This season, the Lady Knights went just 7-21 overall, not quite living up to team expectations, but according to senior forward Elena Orts, there's still some good memories to look back on.
What I'm gonna miss the most was laughing after a practice or a game about some funny things that we did. Having a win our senior night was the best thing ever. The fun fact was that it was one of the best games we played. We knew that we didn't have anything to lose. And we just saw that we put so much heart into it because we know that it was the last game for 5 of us. So we just gave everything.
Elena Orts is all the way from Barcelona, Spain, and has been playing here for 4 years now.
There's been a lot of struggles, of course. Being 9,000 kilometers away from home is not easy. You miss your friends, your family. Having my parents here for senior night, it was amazing. They basically only came for this, and it was the first time that they actually saw me live, like playing basketball here. They always saw me through a computer, like a screen, and it was amazing having them here. Knowing that these 4 years are over makes me super sad because I think like I enjoy them, but I could still enjoy them.
Elena and the rest of the team ended their season with a great win against the number 4 Pac West ranked Concordia Eagles, proving their ability to play with the best. I'm Jaslyn Brewster, and this is your Urban Knights Update.
For more of RU Sports, Andrew Leal, joins us.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Urban Knights Sports Update. This month, Academy of Arts baseball and softball teams popped off with the Urban Knights taking a trip to Las Vegas. The Urban Knights struggled as they lost 3 of their first 4 games. They have turned it around, going on a 5-game win streak with great performances from some of the freshmen. Brooke Larson had some great games during the win streak, but her best game came against Notre Dame, which is also an Urban Knights rival.
All my pitches were working, so that always pays off really well. And I think I was just taking it one pitch at a time and one strike at a time, basically.
Brooke threw fabulous today. She was on point. She threw and hit every single pitch that was called at a good spot too. And when she does that, she really keeps the hitters off balance. And I think that our defense had her back when there were a few ground balls, and I think it's harder to defend when she's striking out sides and doing all the right things on the mound. But they did a good job of staying locked in and having her back as well. So I was really happy with her performance today. Coming out with a split against a team like Notre Dame is always good. They played us really, really well the second game. So definitely credit to them. Game 1, I think that was huge for us. I think we've been playing really well. And to get that win when it was such a close game, I think that's definitely going to help our momentum and keep us confident as we move into pace this weekend.
I think we're getting a lot of more confidence in our team as a whole and working really well together as a team. Now that we know each other all really well and we're all really good friends, I think it helps a lot on the field as the whole dynamic of the team comes together.
Similar to softball, baseball has started off with some tough losses, sitting at 12-14 for the season. Art U's last win coming against Fresno Pacific that had 2 standout games from Gio Villanueva and Angel Mora. After the game, they told us what needed to be done for the win.
I wasn't at point in the beginning of the game, and then I just started pounding my curveball towards like the 4th or 5th inning, falling into strikes, and then just trusting my fastball. Hopefully, roll by them.
I just wanted to just do what I needed to do for the team, whether it was get a bunt down, get hit over, just trying to do something. And that last hit, I was honestly just trying to hit in the outfield, just anything just to bring him in, even though there's 1 out. So just put it in play and see what they do.
Yes, our starting pitching, real happy with it all 4 games. Record aside, I think it was a really good first series. It was. It introduced these guys, returners, and the new guys, to what it's like. This league is 10 weeks of war, and this was really, it was tough. You look at the scores of the first 2 games, and you wouldn't think they were as close as they were. You look back in the box scores, you're a student of the game, and you see that we had the lead after 7 in each game. And so we have some things to work on. I'm proud of the guys for grinding through it, and I'm looking forward to the future here.
The chemistry is great. And, on the field, in the dugout, it's great. Once we start racking up hits, coming in, and everyone just gets riled up and happy. So hopefully we carry that over to Concordia.
Yeah, it'd be a nice drive down there, and we got to keep plugging. Be consistent, and then just do what we need to do in certain situations.
Sometimes it's good to get out of here, get on the road and be together as guys. And we're going to be taking off on a bus ride down to Concordia Irvine, who's a very, very good team. I looked at their record and it doesn't look impressive, but they're an outstanding team. They've played really good people, and looking forward to a good battle. So we're leaving Wednesday night on a bus and go down there for a 1-1-2 series, and looking forward to it.
They would split, going 2-2 versus Concordia. They are now coming off a 4-game losing streak after facing top-ranked Azusa Pacific. Their next game is Thursday at 3 p.m. as they visit Biola. That's all for the sports for this week. Tune in next time. Back over to Elle.
Thank you, Andrew, for this week's update on RU Sports. Now let's take a look at what Athena Smith has on the latest news for entertainment.
Hi, welcome to this week's latest in entertainment. Another actress has come forward in the Me Too movement. Jennifer Lopez released a statement this weekend revealing that at the beginning of her career, she was asked to remove her top during an audition. Lopez says she flat out refused even though she was afraid of rejecting the director. Not only has Jennifer stood up for herself, she has stood up for everyone else affected by this movement. During the Golden Globes, Jennifer was seen wearing black in solidarity of everyone else in the movement. Jumping over to another powerhouse woman, Aretha Franklin has had to cancel all of her upcoming concerts due to health issues. Aretha has been ordered by her doctor to stay off the road and rest completely for the next 2 months. Aretha said in a statement that she cannot perform at this year's New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, as she had expected to and had hoped to. No more information has been released on what the cause of the medical problem is. Move over Black Panther, a superhero is back in town and is breaking all of the records the movie just set. The Avengers Infinity War has already surpassed the pre-sale ticket record set by Black Panther just a few weeks ago. Let's take a look at what this new movie is all about.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Avengers Infinity War is set to hit theaters on April 27th. Sticking to the superhero theme, DC Comics has selected Ava DuVernay to direct the latest film, The New Gods. However, Ava has not been getting good press lately. Her last movie as a director, On the Wrinkle in Time, has flopped in the box office, having DC fans around the world worried if this is the right choice to make. Let's take a listen to what Ava has to say a few weeks ago at the red carpet.
Yes, no, I'm thrilled to be here. O Magazine, close to my heart. I love the cover with all the misses brought to life on the pages of O. So really thrilled to present this film to New York on O's red carpet.
Black Panther is still making its name known on the movie industry. For the 5th week in a row, the movie has come in the #1 spot in the box office. Let's take a look at what all of the hype is about. Black Panther has now made over $900 million in just 5 weeks that it has been out, making it the second best-selling movie to the Star Wars The Force Awakens. Will it top the box office next week? Make sure you check back in again with us to get the details. Speaking of Star Wars, The Last Jedi is set to be released on DVD in just a few weeks. But did you know there is a secret film hidden on the DVD? One of the special options when you purchase a DVD is to watch with only the music, no background noise at all. Let's take a look at what the movie has to offer.
You underestimate me.
Let's finish this. Fulfill your destiny.
Star Wars The Last Jedi on digital and Blu-ray.
Just thinking about that clip with just the music is mind-blowing. It will take viewers to a different dimension and allow them to imagine what it's being said. That's it for entertainment this week. See you back next time.
Thanks, Athena. A lot of fun things to look forward to. And with spring break ahead for many students, we thought we'd update this week's roundtable and discuss to talk about the ideas of what to do during your spring break. Here's Danny Black with the leadoff.
Hello and welcome back to this week's roundtable. I'm your host, Danny Black, and I'm here with Athena and Andrew. So spring break is right around the corner. And for a lot of us, that means fun in the sun, that means going to bars, going to nightlife. So tell me, what are some fun things you can do to stay off the couch during spring break?
So honestly, one of the major spots to hit is Dolores Park, which is in the Mission. And usually people go like Friday, Saturday, or even Sunday. But since everybody's going to be on break, it would be even great to go like during the week. It gets pretty fun. It's all during the day. And there's just like an endless possibility of stuff that you can do, and it's all for free. Just bring, whatever you want to eat or drink, or just you're there to basically have a good time and enjoy the sun.
Yeah, I also like Angel Island. It's not free like Dolores Park, but you do have to pay for the little cruise that you take out to Angel Island, which is nice as well. But they also have like a cool little bike trail there that you can, go around the entire island and see different parts of the island and the bay, basically.
So I know there's a lot of tourist attractions here in San Francisco. What are some of the things that you'd find most interesting?
Well, I like kind of like the touristy type spots like Pier 39. I just love being there there's so many people that go there, and you can see the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge and tons of places to eat as well. So that's really where I would like to go.
Another beautiful place where you can get a view of the Bay Bridge, which is one of our major things here in San Francisco, like the architecture and like the buildings and the bridges, is at the Embarcadero. They have organic like farmers markets on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and that's really fun because you have people doing all sorts of different activities. You can get samples of food, you can get really great coffee, and it's just like a really healthy environment to be around with families and people, tourists, just everything.
Yeah. So how about the social scene? What's that like? Where would you guys like to go in a situation like that?
Well, my spot to go on a Wednesday night, and everybody I think should try this at least one time, is they have Wing Wednesdays at the Mission, which is really fun, and you get to like just get with a bunch of different types of people. Yeah. Just becomes like a really fun thing because it's super cheap and everybody's there to have a good time. Like there will be a game on. It's at Dr. Teeth. It's in the Mission Wednesdays, and then they have different deals going on like Monday, Tuesdays. So it's just like a definite thing that you should check up on.
That is awesome. Wing Wednesdays. I'll definitely have to check that out.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, guys. Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Oh wow. Okay, so that's a good one. So like I said before, I like kind of like the not touristy spots, but Pier 39 is something that I really enjoy going to, just because you can see the bay, you can see the Golden Gate Bridge from there, the Bay Bridge from there. A lot of things that you can even do there. Also, there's the little trolley thing that you can take down.
The cable cars.
The cable cars.
That is definitely a prime tourist
spot.
spot.
And there's even a museum for the cable cars.
Those are fun to go on too.
Yeah, definitely. So how about the nightlife? I hear that's pretty interesting, especially in certain areas. What do you think, Andrew?
For the nightlife, you want to go out with your friends on a Friday night or Saturday night, I definitely recommend going down Mission District and Polk Street.
Definitely.
There's tons of bars down there that you can just hop on over to anyone you want. There's so many. So.
Yeah, you definitely get your pick of the litter, especially in Polk and North Beach. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the Mission as well. What about you? What would your ideal Friday night be?
Well, for me, I really like dancing, of course. So honestly, I just go to check out to see like what places have like Latin night, you know, because I like that sort of music, you know. It's very fun, very energetic.
Absolutely.
So they have this place on North Beach on Saturdays that's called Carbon Club. So they just feature Latin music one day a week, and then there's these other places like different days that you can check out too. So it just kind of depends what you're into, just kind of like the places that you would want to
Definitely.
research.
Sounds like
well, there you have it. There's plenty of things to do in this spring break, especially here in San Francisco. I'm Danny Black, and this has been your Roundtable.
Thanks, Danny, Andrew, and Athena. Hope you all enjoy your spring break.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Urban Nights Update. For everyone here, thanks for watching. I'm Christian Solorzano.
And I'm El Martinez. We'll see you back next time.